this is Pooja Kumar, student from Department of English, MK Bhavnagar University, and today I am going to present about the life of Gabriel Okara and his two poems, You Laughed and Laughed and Laughed, and the Piano and the Drums. So here are my information from which you can contact me. Let's start with the life of Gabriel Okara. So this is the full name of Gabriel Okara, which I guess I mispronounced if I try. He was born in 1921 and died in 2019. He was a Nigerian poet, novelist and playwright. He was known as first known English language black African poet and the first African modernist writer according to Emmanuel. Okara held the distinction of being the inaugural modernist poet of Anglophone Africa. During his lifetime, he attributed his flourishing literary career to his time at Government College, Umuofia, where he encountered and drew inspiration from a very well-known poet, very well-known playwright William Shakespeare and other literary figures. So he became well-known for his important novel called The Voice, which is most important in his career. And people loved his poetry, books like The Fisherman's Invocation and The Dreamer, His Vision. His writing, Okara cleverly included African ideas, beliefs, stories and pictures, which is why people called him the Nigerian narrativist. His writing style is totally normal and very easy to understand. Like he has very simple story in his poem. Brenda Marian Osborne, the editor of his collected poems, stated that it is with publication of Gabriel Okara's first poem that Nigerian literature in English and modern African poetry in this language can be said truly to have begun. Delving deeper into his work, Gabriel Okara's poem The Call of the River Nile received an award at the Nigerian Festival of Arts in 1953. His poetry appeared in the literary magazine Black Orpheus, and by 1960 he had gained acknowledgement as a skilled literary artisan with his poetry translated into various languages. One of his most famous poems is Piano and Drum, and other is You Laughed and Laughed and Laughed, which we are going to explain further. Aside from his poetry and fiction, Okara ventured into playwriting and contributing features for broadcasting as well. Unfortunately, many of his unpublished manuscripts were lost during the Nigerian Civil War. Here are some of his awards and his notable works. These works are his collection of poems, not particular poem, but collection poem. Some of our poems like Little Snake and Little Frog are for especially children's. These are some notable awards. And let us start with the poem You Laughed and Laughed and Laughed. As you can see, in your ears my song is motor car misfiring, stopping with a talking calf, and you laughed and laughed and laughed. We can see that the language of this poem is literally very easy to understand, but we have to read between the lines. When we read, "Here's my song is motor car misfiring," it doesn't mean that he heard the voice of car, but it means that the voice which is very disturbing, like motor engine. He means with that metaphor that his voice is like very disturbing to hear. To whom? To white people. In this whole poem, he's criticizing white people, that how white people think that black people are very inferior to them. Michael Jesse Ichebo wrote a tribute to Okara for his 17th birthday. In that he said that Okara's poems are calmer and less trouble than others. They are more playful and less serious. Of course, they are less serious, but they give a very important message to the people. And he says everything, a complex thing in simple language as well. They are not as urgent or intense. If Clarke's poem Ivabi was complicated for a reason, he compared this poem with You Laughed and Laughed and Laughed, and he said that it is simple and honest, feeling good about yourself without being rude, feeling hurt but not letting it show. This poem, this line in metaphorical language also come in the poem as well. Gabriel Okara's poem consists of 10 stanzas according to Usunio, 10 stanzas, and describes the interplay of different interpretation of the same sound, sights and dances. The interaction that takes place within the poem is commonly thought to be between a white colonialist and African native. So as we can see that this poem is colonialist, how white colonialist and African native compare with each other. The poem follows a trope in African literature of the white man laugh, which embodies the notion of dismay and cynical dereliction of the beliefs, practice and norms of an African. In this poem, if we can see that this part and this part is like how white people think that when black people laugh or do something, it is if they do something serious, it is laughable or inserious. But in this last stanza, we can see that he further said Okara that now it's my turn to laugh. Like in this line, you laughed at my dance, you laughed at my inside. Okara said to the white people that when I do anything, you laugh at me. It doesn't matter what I do, but you laughed at me and think that we are inferior to you. But next he says that, and now I am emerging, and now it is my turn to laugh. It is my turn to speak. Next, according to Pushpa Naidu Parekh's in the article, in the poem, she says that you laugh and laugh and laugh. The colonizer makes fun of and looks down on African culture, as we said, and beliefs. But in the end, the native person means the Okara with the symbol or word with fire. Laughter overpowers and shut down the colonizers' insults. As we can see in this slides, that my laughter is the fire now. You think that my laughter is something like a motor car misfiring, but no. My laughter is the fire of our African native. Here some of the things which I noticed in this poem. Central theme. The poem explores the complex dynamic between colonizer, likely a white colonialist, and the colonized means an African native, including dismissing and looking down on African culture. The tone and style of this poem is like compared to some Okara's other works. This poem is more playful and less intense. Like we like to read it. It has very simple and beautiful words. Like a little boy is writing this poem. It's like that. Okay. There is simplicity and honesty in it, how it approaches issues and culture identity in interaction. In this simple word, he says the big thing about African problems. It embodies the trope seen in the other African literary works. The white man laugh, depicting the scorn and condemnation shown towards African beliefs and practices. If we see structure and imagery in this poem, the repetition of laugh and laugh, it's saying something like it layers of interpretation and dismissal between the two central figures and cultures. There is at the end, where the African natives defend fairy laughter overcomes and rebukes the insult of the colonizer. While colonialists may deride and laugh at African culture, the poem suggests that native cultures can reclaim power through proud resilience, overriding such cynicism through inner confidence and conviction. That he says that, of course, you laugh, that is your time, but now when our time comes, we laugh and we grow. The poem cleverly plays with imagery of laughter to make deeper point about standing up to culture misunderstanding and reclaiming identity in the face of colonial power features. The simpler style also aligns with the reinforce of this message as well. Like with this poem and simple style, we can see that how he is proud that it doesn't matter you laugh on us, but we grew by the time. If we see the second poem, which is very famous also, The Piano and the Drums. This poem is in very musical way, but it also says a very beautiful or important message like the previous poem. Okay. In the poem, as we can see, piano and drum. In the poem, The Piano and the Drums, the speaker compares the traditional African lifestyle with modern ways. The poem spans from ancient times to the present day, highlighting the impact of foreign cultures on Africa. It is like how the African culture is before the colonialism. The main idea centers on how outside influence have changed African traditions. Okara uses music to symbolize this change, showing how it affects and the speaker, like two main metaphors for saying his thought, piano and drum. Ultimately, the poem mourns the loss of African purity due to the intrusion of civilization. Gabriel Okara expresses his sorrow over the erosion of African custom through the art of poetry. Of course, some poets are saying their message in poetic way, but when we add music in it, it becomes more interesting to read. Like if we see symbols and themes of it, so the drums represent traditional African culture, values, and ways of life. They are associated with community, rhythm, dance, and ceremony. As we also saw in the dance of the forest, that how rhythm, dance, ceremony, all the tribes thing, and the dance with that metaphor, he was saying about his African culture, like this. The piano, second metaphor, represent European Western culture, influence and modernization. It is associated with individualism, discordance and loss of culture identity. If you see the themes of the poem, as I observe, culture, cultural identity, colonialism and modernity. So cultural identity, the poem explores the tension between traditional communal ways of life versus modern individualistic society. There is a loss of cultural purity. Colonialism or imperialism, the imposition of Western culture on Africans is seen in negative light as it erodes traditional values. If we see modernity, the arrival of modernization brings both good education and technology as well. The ill means loss of cultural identity. This is depicted in the poem. Like normally in this time we also say that if we surrounded by technology, we are based on that only. Like technology makes our work very easy to do, but we became more and more lazy. Like that, he said that the arrival of modernization is good in African or native culture, but with that, the cultural identity which we lose is bad. Structure of that poem. The poem has two sections: the drum section and about the communal African village, and the piano section about the present day and disruption and chaos. Language of this poem is rhythmic and musical, which mirrors the beating of the drums. This shifts to discordant with the piano imagery. Strong visual imagery as well. The poet powerfully evokes the sights and sound of an African village gathering. The poem uses the highly symbolic drums and piano to cleverly explore complex themes of cultural change, identity and colonialism's impact on Africa. The structure contrast shows the tension between past and present. Like structure, if we see in first one, the first part of it, first part of poem talks with the metaphor of piano, and second part of the poem talks with the metaphor of drums, which says about the modern and traditionality and that contrast. Yep. So these two things about his life and this two poem. Now let us end this presentation with this quote by Gabriel Okara, or inspiration. Like if you listen to every said thing in this world, you cannot achieve anything, or the wrong thing will do. If you inside says this is a straight thing, do it. Let not people say things you inside spoils. If we think, let us do it. These are my citation, and in this citation there are some important or interesting references which I also describe, which you can read and think about it. Thank you.